is Tori. I'm a senior social worker at NC State, graduating May of this year, and I eventually want to work with victims of domestic violence.
What do you mean by affirmative action?
Affirmative action is a policy set up that help women and minorities get into things like college or get jobs. It just promotes equality.
What are some popular moral viewpoints about affirmative action?
Affirmative action is morally acceptable in circumstances in which equality is promoted, such as getting jobs and getting into college. But affirmative action is morally wrong in circumstances where it puts an unfair advantage on the people that, like the women and minorities. But affirmative action is also morally obligatory in circumstances that promote equality, because discrimination in the past has led to things like affirmative action being put into order.
Why do you think affirmative action is acceptable under certain circumstances?
Affirmative action can be acceptable in situations where people could be discriminated against. Like, for example, women or minorities are applying for colleges. It's more likely, statistically, that men and white men specifically, are going to get into those college or get those jobs. So it's acceptable in situations like that when it's helping them be more equal on level ground.
Why do you find affirmative action morally wrong in some circumstances?
In some circumstances, affirmative action is almost unfair and unequal because it gives more of a push for the women and minorities who might not be as qualified as the people that they're getting into those college or getting those jobs over.
Why do you think affirmative action is obligatory in some circumstances?
Because affirmative action completely supports the Equal Rights Act, where all people should be offered acceptances to jobs or college, not depending on their race or gender. It's ultimately a good thing because it requires by law that employers give an equal opportunity to women and minorities who they may not have looked at before, as long as they're looking at it in a fair point of view where everyone is equally qualified and they pick based on qualifications instead of gender or race. If a person is in a situation in which they're being discriminated against, then it is morally acceptable to practice affirmative action.
Thank you, Tori. Have a great day. What are some popular moral viewpoints about the topic?
Affirmative action. Right. Affirmative.